Hi guys, today we have a beast of a bike. This is the Burchda rx70 from China. The manufacturer claims that it is a beast of a bike, and today we're gonna put it to the test. We have some mountain bike trails at our local mountain bike course, and we have some gravel roads, and I'm gonna tell you about the experience when you ride it in town. So stay with us and we're gonna put it to the test. But before we do that, before we go on the mountain bike trail, before we go on the gravel roads, we are gonna take a closer look on this bike. So come with me and I will show you from a close-up how this bike looks, the brakes, the motors and everything that it has to offer. So can I hold the camera please? Thank you. So from the top, this is the handlebar. It comes with a nice wide handlebar. It comes with nice grips, not the best quality, but for the bike this price it is pretty nice. So this is the LCD screen. You can turn it on right here. It has a nice colored LCD. You have a plus button, you have a minus button for the pedal assist, and you also have a walking button. I don't know if you can see it, and it's right there. So if you ever have to push the bike, you don't have to push that hard. We also have a throttle. This bike is how should I say, tunable. So the throttle on this works, and we have a Shimano 7-speed shifter, and we have the brakes over here. We talked about the handlebar up close, so we're gonna talk about the motor, the heart of the bike. It has a 750 watt motor with a peak performance of 1500 watts. That is a pretty powerful motor, if you say so. It does have the Shimano 7-speed. It is basically one of the best, not the best, but it is one of the decentest shifters on the market, and for this bike it is pretty nice. You can just beast it with this on the mountain bike trails in low gears. The motor has a really nice power delivery, so it does have a cadence sensor, so that means it doesn't have a torque sensor. So when you just pedal, the motor will kick on, and it is like someone is pushing you in the back with a lot of force. So it is pretty nice. It does have shocks as well up on the front. I think it's 160 millimeters of travel. Right, and we have the battery. We have a pretty big battery. It's 48 volts and 20 amperes. It is good for about 100 kilometers. Obviously, if you ride it in the 5th pedal assist, so the highest pedal assist, the motor will use more of the battery, so you will get less distance. And also, if you use the throttle all the time, or a lot of times, the battery will deplete really fast. So we have this bike for about 2 months now. We put on 2,500 kilometers on it, and I can say pretty confidently that 100 kilometers, even a little bit more, like 110, it is doable on this bike, because the top speed of this bike is 45 kilometers an hour. In the hidden menu, you can program the bike to do more speed. It does have a really nice display, I must say. So you can see I'm switching up the pedal assist all the way up to 5, and that gives us 45 kilometers an hour. If you look on the screen, now you see 47. So this bike is pretty fast. Of course, if you do purchase this bike, make sure what the legalization of this kind of bike is in your country. So where we live is 25 kilometers an hour and a maximum output of 250 watts. We can, in the hidden menu, put it back to the legal speeds and the legal wattage. But since we are here on the mountain bike trail and it's a pretty nice day and we have some pretty nice gravel roads, we're gonna, well, just beast this bike. So let's go up front. We have a nice light on it. Let me just turn it on. It's a nice light, not that bad. It's really good in the dark, not that shiny, but it's all right. We also have a built-in horn. It does have a really annoying sound. It does come with fenders and a rear rack. So for this kind of price, for this bike, and it comes with a rear rack, that is pretty good. Right, we also have the brake rotors in the back. So I don't know if my cameraman come around this side and we can show. It does have 160mm brake rotors and it does have mechanical brake pads. So that means maybe it is not the best for this kind of speed that this bike can offer and with this kind of brakes, but you can stop in a pretty decent distance, in a pretty safe distance as well. So if you do buy this bike, I would recommend that you either switch the brake pads for something more stronger or just upgrade it to a hydraulic brake system, which is gonna stop this bike even better in an even more safe distance. Right, the battery, I forgot to mention, it does have a switch off, so anything should happen, you're not trusting the batteries as a lot of people don't. You can just switch off the battery when you are charging the bike or when you are stored the bike somewhere, so it doesn't catch on fire, which it will probably not. So what else do we have? I think we had everything. So I think we should do some riding. So stick with us and we're gonna go on the road.
Warrior music, reggae music, Jamaican choose it, European, American, and the Caribbean. Whoa, yo. Rasta got soul, reggae music rocking my bone, my bone. It's never getting old. Reggae music more and more and more. No, you can't influence me if you go do another thing for me. But reggae music me a sing. Some don't know the history and don't know the thing. Big mouth them no stop blabbering. No can show respect to the elder them. We have to crown them, heights them as a great legend. You can't come tell me say you are the man when reggae music you no understand. Boy, enough of them don't know about the music. Them just a hustle and a try to abuse it. Boy, them just wanna see.
So,
them
guys, now riding this bike on a gravel road. It is a pretty nice day out here. So let's talk about the performance of this bike. Let me talk about the wheels and the rims and the tires. It has 27.5-inch rims, and we put on a really nice knobby tire from Schwalbe. It is, I believe, 2.7 inches. So it's a really nice grippy bike. I just turn around here, so you're not in the shade. Yeah, the suspension in the front, it has some good travel. It does squeak a little bit, so might be some oiling would be in order. It does have really good travel for this kind of road and even for the mountain bike paths. And it is lockable and adjustable, so that is pretty nice to have for this kind of price range and kind of bike. Let me just demonstrate the brakes real quick. Yes, well, not that bad. All right, let me just turn around. That's our drone up there, if you can hear it. So let me just put this up, this baby up to pedal assist 5, and let us see how fast we can go on this bike. Shifting up to 7 speed. Woo! We went up to 42 there. That was pretty nice. This bike can do actually 47, but I don't think we're gonna get to that today. Let us go for another try. Yeah, so that's 750 watt motor is pretty powerful, I must say. At this speed, these bumps are not that comfortable, so maybe just don't go this fast on these kind of roads. So that is pretty much it. So on this gravel road, everything worked, everything was fine. The suspension for that kind of speed, for that 40-45 range, it's not that great, but for the rest of the speeds, for up to 30 on bumpy roads and on mountain bike paths, it's really nice. So you can see the suspension travel right there. I can just, so it's about that much, so that's pretty good. And the tires, the Hannobi tires, these are reinforced tires, so I think they are also puncture proof. They are the Tough Tom from Schwalbe. And yeah, the brakes, so I mentioned it has 160mm rotors. As you could see on that patch over there, when I stopped with full force, it stops in a pretty decent distance, pretty safe distance. So yeah, for this kind of roads, this bike with this kind of tire is pretty fucking amazing. So let's go on to some other riding. So I think we're gonna go on the mountain bike trail for a little bit as well, make some nice shots, and let's see how this bike performs. By the way, I'm just gonna show you real quick. I think right there it has 2500 kilometers on it. So the Burchda will continue on the mountain bike trails. Okay guys, so we just rode on a mountain bike trail with this bike, with the Burchda rx70. We did 31 kilometers today, so that's quite good. And as you can see on the battery, it's still showing full. So I think the claims of Burchda of this bike having a range of 100 kilometers is quite accurate. Now, for the handling of the bike, on the mountain bike trails, you're gonna have to take it a little bit easy if you want to go on those kind of riding experiences. We did not have a really hard mountain bike trail. It's kind of a beginner course, but it was a really good showcase for us and an experience how this bike handles. take it slow if you want to go on trails like that. The weight of the bike is pretty heavy. It's around 27-28 kilos, so that will affect handling pretty much. Also, these tires what we have on the bike, they are pretty good for the rough terrain. Although if you're not planning on riding on rough terrain, I would suggest to replace it for something that's not so aggressive, for maybe just riding in town or commuting to your work or whatever. The brakes did good on the trail. They were a little bit squeaky, but we could stop on time. I had to get a little bit used to it, but they were fine. With bigger speeds, like up to 30-45 kilometers an hour, if you want to ride that fast consistently, I would upgrade the brakes. The accessories from the factory, as I already told you before, so we have a rear rack that you can put on panniers, bags, whatever. And we also have up there, which is pretty nice from Burchda, we have a phone holder which also has a USB port, so you can charge your phone from the battery of the bike. So that's pretty cool, to be honest. We also upgraded the bike with a few accessories, a bigger light for night rides, an extra bar for more accessories, this bar bag which is waterproof. We also have a lock, a pretty nice metal lock right here. You can also purchase from Burchda's website a lock like this. This goes on the brake rotors. Pretty nice. It also gives an alarm if the bike is moved without being unlocked. Also, if you go on the website of Burchda, you can find a ton of accessories, extra batteries, just name it, whatever. All right, to the pros and to the cons. For the pros, this is a really cheap bike. It's around 1,000 euros in the EU, maybe 1,100. Maybe in the US it's around $1,200-1,300. For that price, this bike is really accessible and delivers a lot of fun. It does have a big battery with 48 volts and 20 amperes. It has a good range, as we showed today, 31 kilometers, and the battery indicator did not move. So I think you can expect 100 from it, or at least 90. It does have a powerful motor, a 750 watt motor in the back, so that's quite powerful, with a maximum of 1500 watts of outage. It is a good platform for projects, and you can upgrade the bike as you want. So I would start with the brakes and some other things, and it does have decent build quality. If you look at the seams right here, they are pretty decently welded, and it's a good, robust bike. It doesn't feel like it's gonna just fall out, screws fall out or whatever. So for the cons, for the negative sides, the brakes, as I mentioned, I think you should just upgrade it to a hydraulic brake system. The rear lights, we do not have rear lights or brake lights. We did purchase this light on the back, but it does not come with brake lights, so that could be upgradable in the future. The kickstand, it's not the best, you can replace it, and it is a little bit squeaky, but for 1,000 euros and for this much fun that you can have on this bike, and a lot of opportunities to go outside, to go touring, to go bikepacking, whatever. Even you can ride it on mountain bike trails, just take it a little bit easy. Commuting in town, this is an awesome bike. Seriously, for this price, for 1,000 euros, you can get a lot of fun and a lot out of this bike. And even if you upgrade it yourself, if you're a little bit of a DIY person, you can make a hell of a nice bike out of this. So to Burchda, good job, nicely done, and it is a lot of fun. It goes well, it stops, and I think it's a safe bike to use on the roads, and it's just good. For that price, this is a really good bike. So thank you for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and hit on the bell for the notifications, and check us out on TikTok and Instagram as well. So thank you for watching, and this is EDTC. See you later.